right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about one of the smartest, most effective ways to lock down your cloud infrastructure. We're going to break down exactly how you can secure your virtual machines using a really powerful feature in Microsoft Defender for Cloud called Just-in-Time Access, or JIT for short.
So let me ask you something, and be honest. Right now, as you're listening to this, are your cloud VMs exposed? It's a serious question, because the default state for a lot of cloud environments is, well, way more open than you'd probably like.
And you know, the real problem usually comes down to this. We set up our firewalls with these allow rules, especially for things like RDP or SSH, so we can manage our machines. But leaving those ports open all the time, that's basically like leaving your front door unlocked, 24/7. It just makes your VMs a sitting duck for automated scans and brute force attacks.
And that, right there, that's what we call the open port problem. It's this constant, nagging risk, a vulnerability that attackers are always scanning for, always looking to exploit.
But here's the good news. There's an incredibly smart and simple solution. Let's talk about the just-in-time approach, because it completely flips the script on how we handle access.
So what is this just-in-time access anyway? Well, the best way to think about it is like a super strict digital doorman for your virtual machine. By default, every single door is locked, all the time. But when you, an authorized user, need to get in, you go to the doorman and ask. He'll open one specific door just for you, from exactly where you are, and he'll only keep it open for as long as you said you needed. The second you're done, bam, it's locked tight again.
And it all boils down to this one simple but really powerful principle. It's a mantra you should remember. Allow access only when it's needed, on the specific ports needed, and for the limited period of time needed. It's the principle of least privilege in action, and it just shrinks your attack surface down to almost nothing.
Okay, so how does it actually work under the hood? It's honestly pretty brilliant in its simplicity. Step 1, your critical ports are just locked down, denied by default. Step 2, a user who has the right permissions comes along and makes a formal request for access. Then, if everything checks out, Defender for Cloud temporarily rewrites the firewall rule to open the port. But here's the magic. It only opens it for that user's specific IP address and only for the exact amount of time they requested. It's security that's both incredibly strong and dynamic.
All right, so that's the theory. That's the what and the why. Now, let's get our hands dirty and talk about the practical part. How do we actually enable this thing and start using it?
Okay, before you jump in and start clicking around, there are a few things you gotta have in place. First, you'll need Microsoft Defender for Servers Plan 2. Your VM also has to be one deployed through the Azure Resource Manager, not the old classic model. And of course, you need a network security group or an Azure firewall, because that's what's actually going to be the doorman. And finally, you need to have the right permissions to set it all up.
And speaking of permissions, it's actually pretty straightforward. You've got your administrators, who can create and change the JIT rules. You've got your users, who can ask for access based on those rules. And then you have readers, who can see what's going on but can't change anything. It's a really clean and logical separation of duties.
So let's walk through it in the Azure Portal. You're going to head over to Defender for Cloud, look for Workload Protections, and then click on Just-in-Time VM Access. From there, you'll see a tab that says Not Configured. That's your goldmine. It lists all the VMs that are ready for JIT. You just select the ones you want to protect, hit Enable JIT on VMs, give the recommended ports a quick look, and click Save. That's it. It's honestly that simple.
And the cool thing is, Defender for Cloud is pretty smart about this. By default, it's going to recommend protecting the usual suspects. You'll see port 22, which is for SSH on your Linux boxes, and port 3389 for RDP on Windows. It'll also probably suggest 5985 and 5986, which are for Windows Remote Management. But of course, you have total control to add, remove, or change any of these.
Now, here's a little tip. If you just want to protect a single machine and you want to do it fast, you can go directly to that VM's own configuration page in the portal and enable JIT from there. It'll just apply some sensible default settings, like a 3-hour time limit for access. It's a great little shortcut.
Okay, this is a really important point. This is the big mindset shift. Once JIT is turned on, your old habits are done. You can't just fire up your RDP client and expect to connect. From now on, you have to explicitly ask for permission to connect every single time. This is the new, much more secure way of doing things.
So how do you ask for the keys to the kingdom? Well, it's just as easy as setting it up. You go back to that same JIT page, but this time you'll go to the Configure tab. Find your machine, select it, and click Request Access.
A little form will pop up where you define which ports you need, how long you need them for, and you confirm your IP address. Click Open Ports, and the doorman lets you in.
But look, locking the door is only one part of the equation. A complete security plan also means you need to know who's been knocking, right? That's where auditing comes into play, and it's built right in. Checking up on who's been accessing a machine is super easy. Just go back to that Configured tab, find the VM you're interested in, and at the very end of the row, you'll see that little three-dot menu, the ellipsis. Go ahead and click that. From that menu, you're going to choose Activity Log. And here's what's great. It takes you right to a view that's already filtered to show you only the JIT-related activity for that one specific VM. You'll see everything: who asked for access, when they asked, what their IP was, and if it was approved. It's a perfect, clean audit trail right at your fingertips.
And, for all those official security reviews or when the compliance auditors come knocking, you can just download that entire log as a CSV file. It makes integrating this data into your reports and proving your security posture incredibly simple.
So let's zoom out. What's the real payoff here? Why does all this matter? Well, first, you are dramatically, and I mean drastically, reducing your VM's attack surface. You're basically shutting down the #1 way attackers get in. This stops those common brute force and scanning attacks dead in their tracks. Plus, you're creating a crystal clear, auditable trail of every single access request. You're not just improving security, you're transforming it from a risky, always open model to a much smarter, always secure by default posture.
So there you have it, a powerful, straightforward way to fundamentally lock down your VMs. And implementing this really just leaves you with one big, important question to think about. Now that your front door is locked, bolted, and audited, what's the next biggest security blind spot you need to tackle in your cloud?